Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the paddock here in Southern Maryland. I got myself a new hat. I want to try to offend two groups of people at the same time now. I'd like to step up my efficiency. If I'm going to offend people, I'd like to do it quicker. Hey, you know what? It is, what is it? It is Tuesday afternoon, and I'm going to start out with a pipe-related event. So, I told you guys, I've shown this before when I did pipe reviews. This is an exact replica of what my dad smoked. So it's your basic Falcon pipe with your basic bowl. This is about as basic as you can get it. Super light. This is what my dad, from my earliest memories, I was born in 64, so about 1969, I saw my dad, I have memories of him smoking this pipe right up till he died in 1996. So, my dad died long before I got interested in pipes, so I have no idea where my dad's pipe went, but I got pretty much what my memory shows is the exact replica. But then the other day I saw that Smarty Bob was talking about his international bowl. It was Meerschaum lined. So I went online to buy one, but what I ended up doing was buying two Meerschaum bowls for my Falcon. One is essentially the plain old bowl, and another one's a little bit fancier, slightly taller version. And you screw that off, and look at that. It's a Falcon Meerschaum now. Pretty crazy. You take this one off, and now it's a fancy Meerschaum Falcon. So I'm looking forward to trying these out. When I do, I'll do it on camera. What am I smoking today? So I'm smoking my fancy Meerschaum. Look at the color starting to come in on that bad boy. I've been smoking it pretty much every day for the last few days. I gave it a thorough cleaning yesterday. I did not sand it, but I did get it cleaned. It feels like it should be sanded, to be honest, but I have not sanded it. What am I smoking in it? For like the 5th day in a row, Prince Albert. So Prince Albert, one of your most basic codger blends and a fancy Meerschaum. That's me. I'm messed up. I'm doing this because of Saw Gunner. Jason said this is one of the best that he ever smoked. So I got mine back out and I smoked it, and damn, it's tasty. It burns well. It burns to the bottom of the bowl. When I'm done lighting it, I dump out all the ash. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna pack a bowl and come back in a minute. All right, so I got my Meerschaum filled with Prince Albert. Guys, I'm starting to think pack a bowl. I think the term pack gives totally wrong impression to people, especially newbies. You don't want to pack your pipe. And I found with Prince Albert, if I do kind of the sprinkle it, just barely tap it, sprinkle it, just barely tap it, it actually gives me a 20 or 30 minute smoke and burns really well. Thank you, Greg. I use this thing every day. I love this thing every day. Thank you, Greg. If you haven't tried codger blends, guys, I recommend them. I'm not saying you have to start with Prince Albert, but codger blends have their place in the modern cellar. We smoke all our old dark fires and bird's eyes and brown bogeys and rum twists and HUs and cherry this and vanilla that. But run home to the codgers now and then. It's pretty fun. Good tasting. Connects us back with that legacy, it's a 100-year legacy now. I enjoy it way more than I expected to. Like I said, this is day 5 of Prince Albert. So guys, the next thing I want to take you through is a little farm conversation, a horse farm conversation. My daughter, first, I should update this. My daughter got home yesterday. I'll be right back. I don't think it makes too much difference, but I didn't have my mic on or my bass piece in. It makes me nervous, so I'm back. I'm mic'd. So let me unravel the collision of stories here. My daughter got home from school yesterday. She took the auto train, the Amtrak auto train that loads in Orlando. It's essentially a overnight ride to get to Lorton, Virginia, which is the northern terminus. It makes no other stops. It picks your car up in Lorton and takes you to Orlando, or it picks your car up in Orlando and takes you to Lorton, Virginia. Lorton, Virginia is probably about 20 miles south of D.C. They were supposed to pull in around 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning. No, that's today. So on Monday morning, gosh, I can't even find my tampers. So they're supposed to pull in 10 a.m. Monday morning, and they were 4 hours late. And the reason they were 4 hours late is a lady decided to commit suicide by train and ran in front of the train at about midnight, got hit and was killed, and the train had to stop and wait for the police investigation to be completed before the train could continue north. So, pretty crazy story. But she and her boyfriend made it. Boyfriend missed the flight, so they moved it to today. So I got to meet the boyfriend, and he got to stay at the house. We got to have dinner together. It was pretty cool. He flew out like at 9 o'clock this morning back home. So kind of all is good with the world. So unraveling part 2 of that story is, as my daughter was getting close to actually getting home, we had a kind of a farm emergency. We had one of our little horses rumble, colic, which means somewhere between his mouth and his butt, he got clogged. Colic is essentially a generic term for stomach problems, and it can kill. Rumble's had it before. We had to do emergency surgery, get in there and turn his stomach back around and get it pinned the right way, and saved his life a few years ago. He colicked again yesterday. Happens a lot when temperatures go from 50 degrees to 90 degrees, like when Maryland is off its weather meds, like it has been. Today is the 3rd day of 90. Horses have colic issues. They bind up when huge weather events change. So we kind of expect something with 25 head on the farm. When you have that kind of extreme temperature change, somebody's going to have a problem. This time it was one of ours. So I'm going to take you onto the farm. These come from yesterday, but you kind of get to see my daughter's horse, Cooper. You get to see Rumble, the guy having the problem. You get to see Stormy, our mini horse. You get to see some of the horses that are also in the barn that aren't ours. When it gets this warm, we put the horses on what's called night turnout, which means they go out at 5 or 6 p.m. and they're out all night because it's much cooler, and they come in around 7 a.m. So they're out, 13, 14 hours overnight. The more a horse is outdoors, the better the horse is up here, and physically, emotionally, psychologically. Horses belong outdoors. So the more we can get them outdoors, the better. So when we were there yesterday afternoon, they were all in because it was the heat of the day. So you get to see some horses. So we're going to do a little bit of horse video now, and then we will come back. I'm at the farm. We're kind of having an issue, but for now, I decided to show you Cooper. This is my my daughter's horse. He said he wants to be scratched. Pretty big guy compared to our smallest one, which is Stormy right there. This guy has a lot of personality. He's more like a dog than he is a horse. He likes the scratches, that's for sure. Anyway, he's a wonderful animal. So that's all he wants, pet me, scratch me. You can give him a treat too, but I don't treat the horses. That's not, you want to give them too many. But there's our boy Cooper. Show you a little bit more. Stormy. These two are what we call herd bound. They just love being with each other. They don't like being separated much anymore. This is why we're here today. This is Rumble. He's another mini, or a small pony maybe, but he's got stomach troubles. He's colicking, as we call it in the horse business. You know, he's probably about 20 years old. We've already done colic surgery on him years ago to save his life. Can't do it again, so we're just trying to make sure he's doing okay. We don't want to put him down, that's for sure. But that's the other option if we can't get him feeling better. So anyway, there's Rumble. He's really herd bound to Stormy. Can't be feeling too bad. He's trying to eat the little bits of hay that are left in his stall. You can kind of see his winter coat starting to rub off. We've curried him several times, but man, it's hard to get all the winter fur off. It takes a while for that hair to come loose. So we have everybody in. You can see across the way they've got everybody in right now. So we're on what's called night turnout when it's this hot out. A couple more down there. All the horses are in, they're out. They're not in the field, they're all indoors to protect them from the sun and the heat. They'll go out around 6, 7 o'clock tonight and spend all night out in the fields. Sure.
He's got better gut sound. Good. Heart rate's slowing down as he relaxes. Good. So yeah, I think we have the starvation plan for this evening.
Okay, so we should have nothing.
Nothing this evening.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd probably wait to give them anything until morning.
Okay.
You know, certainly putting them under the camera is not a bad idea, just to make life more convenient for you.
All right, so you just got to see a little bit of my time at the farm yesterday. So what you have to do on a horse colics, the first thing you have to do is get it up. You've got to get it on its feet, and you got to get it walking. Because walking, that movement is what causes their digestive system to keep going. So horse digestive systems are one way. They're not like us. They can't burp. They can't throw up. So when they have a problem inside, it's got to go out the back. So we actually, I didn't do shit. My wife, Anne Marie, called the vet. The vet was standing there, took the call, came right over. It was about a half-hour drive. So when you hear the vet talking about the starvation plan and all that, that was actually the vet talking to my wife. So today is Tuesday. Today's the next day, and Rumble's good. So you have to be careful. We have to be very careful what you feed him. What we feed him has to be soaked. Soaked wet barley is the best thing to give him. But he's got good gut sounds. He's his old self. He's up and running around. He wants to eat. That's a very good sign. So total success at the farm yesterday and overnight. We actually have a hospital stall with a camera so we can watch him all night long, and we did do that. And so far so good. So thumbs up story from the farm. I just wanted you to be a part of it. All right, so the next subject is my yard at home in my Maryland house. It's looking good. I've shown it to you when it looked its worst, so I'm going to take you through it today. I did a video this morning. So we have a crew come by. I mean, it's a privilege. I get it, but I have a gardening service that comes by, and they mow and trim for me every week from April through basically October. And then once a year they come with a crew and they actually do what my wife kind of tells them to do, spring cleanup day. And maybe every other year they mulch everything for us. And so yesterday and this morning were mulching days and spring cleanup days. The place looks amazing. I take no credit. I write the checks to pay the gardening service, and then my wife does all the hard work and all the flower work. So the thing I wanted to show you first, so the first thing I'm going to show you when I get done talking here is what I call the mulch bazooka. So they pull up with this giant dump truck full of bulk mulch, and then there's a machine they tow on a trailer, and it pressurizes the air and pushes the mulch into this long tube, and this tube's long enough they can go all over my property with it. And it looks like a mulch cannon or a mulch bazooka. So that's what you're going to see first. And then I'm going to walk you through the front yard, and I'm going to walk you through the front woods, and then I'm going to walk you through the driveway garden. Then I'm going to walk you through our little pet cemetery. We bury all our pets in the front corner. And it might look a little weird, but it's pretty meaningful to me. So I show you each of the stones, and I show you where we buried our bunnies. And then I take you down the side yard, and then I take you through the backyard. Show you the ponds and the stream. Place is looking really good. So that's what we're going to do next. Is a series of probably four or five videos I'm going to put you through that talk about the yard and show you kind of what I get to see every day, and then we'll come back after that. I just thought show you guys what we call the mulch bazooka, or the mulch cannon. Every couple of years we have the garden guys come by and do a heavy mulching. They bring this giant dump truck full of mulch, and then they bring a pressurized hose. Pretty cool. Guess it's probably one of those rich guy things, but I thought you should see it. It's pretty funny. I thought I'd give you guys some close-ups of my wife's flowers out here in the yard. So this thing's called a Shasta viburnum. Pretty hardy. Pretty happy with where Amory has it. And I just call this a snowball bush. I'm sure it's got a real name, but I don't know what it is. And then she has several azaleas. The deer come in and eat this part, but the top still looks pretty good. Kind of looking down, the grass is nice and green. The sprinkler system's running. It's just got mowed. Front yard looks really good. I have no idea if this is called either, and Amory's not home, so I can't ask her. So I'll just call this the pink flower bush. It's kind of cool because it's helps protect the bluebird house over here. Bluebirds really like it here, so we get lots of bluebird families. Amory calls this the driveway garden. I'm assuming because it's a garden and it surrounds our driveway. I'm smart like that. So these big trees are Kwanzan cherry trees. They basically flowered while I was gone. We got 3 or 4 big ones. They've really grown up huge. But underneath, quite a few flowers. And my wife loves iris. That multiple, is that iri? Anyway, see a couple different colors here. And she told me this morning this is called bridal veil. Pretty crazy flowers. Pretty big too. Alright. So that's the driveway garden and the front yard. I guess we'll go take a look at the backyard now. This is the front corner of our front yard. I've mentioned this in the past, but I don't know if I've recorded it for you guys. So this is our little pet cemetery. This is Summer. That was my wife's favorite dog. And Lucky was our rescue. We rescued her from Ireland. Casey lived the longest for us. The Jake, as I used to call him. He lasted pretty long, 99 to 2013. Shasta was our second dog. It looks like the mulching team covered up my first dog. Figure it out later, but I just thought I'd show you. It's probably a little weird, but I want to show you we had a little... Oh, nope, here he is. This is Indy. He was our first dog. 1992 to 1999. He died at 7 due to stomach cancer. Ooh, that was a bad day. Anyway, just a little pet cemetery out here in the front yard. We kind of got this like park-like setting. We got a forest that we cleared out, but we saved enough of the big trees and had it. And we have a kind of around all the trees as mulch, but you can kind of walk through here almost like a park. This is like, we call this the front woods. It's in front of the front yard, which is in front of the house, obviously. There's my flag. And we're gonna go walk back through there to the side yard in the back. Just before I walk away from the pet cemetery, we had 2 little bunnies for years. Gosh, 10 years ago, and as they died, we put them here and put little stone bunnies on them. It's funny, the hawks come down and knock them over. They think they're real. They try to hunt them. All right, so the front yard is now behind me, and this is what Emery calls her sunroom garden, because that's the sunroom. I'm smart like that. Anyway, we have these entry towers in the path, but before we go down there, I just thought I'd show you that's her garden shed. You can see where the mulch cannon did all its work today. These are her raised beds. She'll eventually get gardens going in them. She likes to do tomatoes and typical southern woman stuff. She likes stuff in her garden, so this is a Hungarian tractor. It's just a garden implement that Pop made. He died like 14 years ago, so we keep it here as a place of honor. And then she just likes stuff in her garden. Another snowball bush. More stuff. Got our hot tub back here. This is my wife's herb garden. She uses it a lot. She actually cuts a lot out of it while she's cooking. Back here used to be a cigar perch for me. When it was windy or rainy, I used to come back and sit here, but now I use the paddock, so I don't really sit here anymore. Nice stone back patio. As it gets too hot for me to sit out next to the fireplace, I will come sit here. You turn these fans on. There's 4 of them, and you get this all wet with the hose, and it's really quite comfortable back here. So I'm standing at the top here of the waterfall. You can see it here. And it flows on down to the bridge down there and to the second pond. I'll show that to you from down there. The rhododendrons are starting to bloom. We've not done the porch pots yet. So these will get all gussied up in the next month or so. There's our bird feeders. We got a hummingbird feeder over here. Kind of looking back up the path. So I just pan around the side garden or the sunroom garden. And we did a dry gulch, dry creek bed. This helps when we get gully washers. Huge thunderstorms. It used to wash out the yard, and now it kind of washes into here. And a lot more controlled. I'm gonna take you for a walk down the path here. This is our, kind of pretty much getting into the backyard now. So when I walk back to do my fireside chats with you guys, this is the path I walk. It's my wife's Japanese maple. It's kind of cool underneath. Lots of times animals hide under here. So there's the fireside chat area out there. We're gonna kind of stay on this path and show you the ponds though. It's a pretty cool little bridge. It's hard to see, we have it netted. You can kind of see it there. This whole pond is netted so the heron don't get our fish. Looking back up to the gazebo area. Hot tub is right back up there. Definitely all the backyard. This is the lower pond. You see the creek flowing under the bridge and out to the second pond, and there's a bunch of fish down in there. We don't have this one covered. They just have a place to run if they need to. There's the pump house. And it pumps it back up to the top where we were earlier. My wife's what we call the whirly gig. Bought that in Arizona on one of our trips. Right, we're all the way down at the bottom. We're at the bottom of the second pond. Just kind of walk you up to it. Nice little creek. Anyway, gosh, I don't know what else to show you guys. That's it for the yard at this point. It'll keep blooming. I'll do another video later, like maybe in a month when there's more flowers out. Getting to the end of that Prince Albert bowl. So guys, the last subject for today is my race stuff. I started bringing my race stuff over so I could do a nice video for you on the simulator. So I've got my race helmet, an actual qualified race helmet. I put my balaclava on, So this goes on first, goes under the helmet. That complies with the fire retardant underwear requirements. You got to be head to toe in fire retardant underwear, and then you put on a 3-layer fire suit over that. I'm not bringing all that here, but I got my helmet, my balaclava, I've got my actual racing gloves, got my actual racing shoes. I wear boots. I wear high top racing boots when I'm racing the GT4, but these are actual racing shoes, and they give me the feel on the pedals that I need. So pretty much have everything we need here now to do the video. So I think we'll end up doing that probably tomorrow and Wednesday. Pretty rusty on the simulator. I've not been on it in a year, so I'll take these some slow laps, and I'm sure I'll show you some screw ups and some wrecks, some off track experiences, but that will be kind of fun. Well, guys, that is it's a 30-minute video at this point, so I'm gonna shut up, get this uploaded. I just wanted a nice, fun, light video. Takes you through the horse farm, takes you through my flower garden, shows you a mulch cannon, shows you my race stuff, shows you my Falcon, my Meerschaums, my Prince Albert. Just a fun video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think, you know, I'll take everything home and try to do a backyard chat today, but it may or may not happen. We'll see. But here's a nice, long, fun video. I hope you enjoyed it, you guys. And if we don't talk this evening, backyard chat, we will be back tomorrow on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.